Hello my friends, welcome back to Notch EV. I want to show you the absolute best, in my opinion, radar detector install for a Model Y with very little effort, really nice look, and you don't have to hardwire into any of the car systems or really rip much apart to get a really clean, nice radar detector install. I'm gonna actually be uninstalling this from the car so that I can move it to the Lucid Gravity when I get the Gravity this week. I think it's a perfect time to show you how everything fits in here so that you could do it in reverse and have a really nice install in a Model Y or a Model 3. This is the kind of clean view that you get when you have the radar detector installed. It's nice from this angle. From the driver's angle, you can see it feels clean. It shows you the information. It doesn't, here, we'll get this right at my eye level. It doesn't get in the way of the road, and it doesn't, in my opinion, ruin the Tesla like minimalist look. This is, in my opinion, the way to go. And I'll break it down now and show you exactly how to get it in here, and what you need to buy to get it done. And those links will be below in the description so you can get all the right stuff and you won't have to even think about it. There's a few important things that you need for this setup here. Now, most radar detectors, I think, come with this kind of coiled power supply. And you know, this is neat. You can hit the mute button here for this particular model, but the problem with that is you can't tuck it anywhere. So that's why it's important to buy a 6-foot non-coiled version of a power supply for the detector, and then also the bracket for mounting. That's the second thing you need. So those two things plus your radar detector will be all you need to do this. So I'll have a link for both this and this in the description. And then, as you know, this is powered by the 12 volt. If you're not installing this in a Tesla, which I don't know why you'd be watching this video, but maybe you want to use this as a difference. This is a power supply, the same that goes into the detector, but this is the same thing, but USB-C. Now you don't need to bother with this if you're a Tesla, but I'm going and installing, I'll be trying to figure out how to do a similar install in a Lucid, which doesn't have a 12 volt in the front, so I needed to get a new power supply, and this works, so hopefully that'll do me right. The detector is mounted now behind the screen on a sort of like a MagSafe phone mount. That this would normally be used for a phone, but I retrofitted it to work with the radar detector. And then you could see right here, I added just a little sort of plastic clip so that the wire could go in there. And when I unplug this for storage, the wire won't slide back. It's just to keep it sort of secure. That's optional. You don't need that to guarantee this to work. And so this radar detector sits on this phone mount, and you could pull it off with magnets. That white ring that you see on the bottom here, that is used with like stuck on with the 3M sticky, and it came with the mount, and then I stuck it to here. So now this radar detector, which is a Uniden R7, which is a great buy, I definitely recommend this as well. It's a very strong, not top of the line, but it's pretty close, so it never fails me. It works great. This, with this ring attached, it can stick onto that perfectly. So you need to attach that to here, and then what you need to do is attach phone mount. You need to attach it to the back of the screen, and this is also done with the 3M sort of sticky material that comes with the mount. So right now on camera, I'm going to try to remove this and see how this works, but you can see, like, by doing that from the front view, that would be how you would attach a phone. I'm filming on my phone, so I can't attach one, but you could put your phone like this or like this, and it would attach nicely here. You know, you could obviously put this off on the corner, whatever, but this is good because you can lean this one back and then you can adjust this as well. So you get yourself a nice flat surface for the radar detector that points forward perfectly and also can be flush with the top of the screen. And you can see that adjusts here as well to go down. So that's how you can make sure you get it perfectly. And once the radar detector's off, you can actually fold that down and you don't even know it's there because it looks like that. So it's really cool. And since I live in the city with a valet garage, when I get home, I take my radar detector and I go into, not car wash, I go into my glove box, and then let's put my passcode in. My glove box opens and I stick my radar detector in there, and now nobody can get it, nobody could see it, nobody could open my glove box, safe and secure in there. And I just push my mount down and nobody's the wiser to the expensive property that I have in here. So you can see the wire that I have. It comes around, it goes through the little clip that I have, and it comes down. And it comes down through this section right here. Underneath the screen, above the charging ports, and it just comes down. And then I tuck it with my finger. You could use one of those little plastic tuck tools. And I tucked it right up in there, and then under this trim. So I'm going to show you just how to easily and non-destructively take this trim off. You don't even have to take it fully off, just partially off. And what happens is this gets wired. The wire then comes up right through there and into the 12 volt right there. So it's super clean and easy, and you won't have to go into the system like some people make you go into here to attach it, or if you want to do one of the blend mounts and attach it in there. All that stuff is a lot more complicated. So you're going to do this in reverse of what I'm doing, but I'm pulling out the wire from my clip, and I'm pulling this out of here. And there you see it, it's tucked in there. So I'm just pulling. There you go. And now it just came out from under there. And for context, widen this shot up. You see where it's coming from, right under there. And it's so easy. It's not behind any hardware up into this point. It's just tucked under. Like there's nothing to it. You could do it so easily. All right, this right here, you see I'm pulling. This is where things change. Now, let me grab this, and you can easily, you saw how easy that was, just pull. And you can see, let's see if you can see this. My wire was tucked up into that clip. I don't know if that's actually important or if I just got it there by accident, but once it comes into there, then it comes up and up here, right to the very end of this. Now, by going this far back to the very, very end, you don't have to unscrew this metal panel here with the screws and go behind that. I think I've seen people go behind that, but if you just go a little bit farther, you just go right to the end, and it's seamless. And as I showed you, seamlessly plugs right in. So there you go, it's out. Let me pull it out the rest of the way. Full wire out. So just do this in reverse, and you would have wired from here all the way under, tucked under, here into here, straight up at this point, right at the screen edge. You won't even be able to see that when you're sitting in the car. Around into my thing, and then you could just let it dangle there, unless you always keep your radar deflector plugged in. But as you see, this is out, so there's nothing to this. That is now back in place. I can't imagine an easier, cleaner way to mount a radar detector. Here you can see I now got the bracket removed. It's just, this is how it would be originally, nice and smooth. And for installing that bracket, what I suggest is coming with a tape measure and measuring across your screen, getting the exact halfway point. And when you have that halfway point, then you can put a piece of tape. You can use, I just happen to have Scotch tape in the car right now. You can put that there and you can use it either the side of it, or if you want to draw a line in the middle, you can use that to mark your midpoint. And then you can then easily sort of gauge where to place your mount. And that's helpful so that you get a nice look in the end, having a nice centered, visually appealing mounted radar. So I'll give links for this. You can buy all that stuff. And hopefully this video was helpful and you will be able to make a nice install like me and not have to worry about getting caught by the police. Thanks for watching Notch EV. I hope this was helpful, and please like and subscribe if it was, because it'll really help me grow this channel, and stay tuned for lots of Gravity content coming up next.